that is for first place, as they are just going to lock in the Xin Zhao. So definitely a jungler that can impact the map and carry. We have 3 mid lane bans here, Tahm Kench being banned away as well. Kench can make Xin Zhao's life hard as he tries to dive in and find picks onto that backline with his engagements. So it'll be interesting to see. Traditionally, Trundle is the answer to Xin Zhao. If Memersticks wants to pick that up, that is a good counter pick. Oh, but he's actually going to pick up the Nocturne I talked about.
Okay, this Nocturne.
Nocturne, at least in his current state, with some of other junglers falling in priority, Ravenous Hunter being taken away, and just the overall changes in what mythics are strong, I actually really like Stridebreaker Nocturne right now. Immediately followed by the Accent Mark, as we do get Renata, Zerion, Nautilus. Zerion, Nautilus, a good bot lane pairing. Also denying that away. Are we going to get the Xayah I wanted last week?
We might see it come through here for Sam Houston. I'd like to say, oh, we are going to get it. Okay. Sam Houston going to be locking in the Xayah. So you and I talked about this pick a little bit last week. A lot of safety in this pick, but some really, really specific, strong matchup things with what Guardian Gaming are trying to lock in right here. As again, ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing a flipped graphic here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We will try and get that sorted out for the next game. So just please understand that the colors are going to be flipped and everything. So just ignore what you're seeing right now.
Okay. And so we do get a Gwen and a Warwick ban coming through. Talking about what we've actually seen picked up. Nocturne, very good at this level of play because you can play around vision much easier. You can kind of rely on they probably don't have me warded out, and you can find interesting lengths because you don't have to be right up front in a fight. You do have Paranoia to just ult in from crazy angles. Then focusing on the Xayah pick. Eclipse Xayah right now is one of the strongest bot laners in the game. Super slept on after seeing some of the top tier ADCs nerf. As we have Shen, so we have double globals here as well. Paranoia into the Stand United, and you can deliver 4 champions into that bot lane like that. We do have a Veigar lock in here as well. So very traditional team fighting here on the side of Guardians Gaming. Malphite coming through. This all makes sense. I actually really like their draft. Very hard engage focused. Whereas SHSU is still playing more towards this pick style, but having things like the hostile takeover from Renata to just make fights go berserk. I actually don't love hostile takeover into Guardian Gaming's comp. I feel like all of these characters are fine to auto attack each other for 5 to 10 seconds and don't care because it's Nautilus, Zeri, Malphite, Veigar. Like, these aren't big autos coming through. But either way, these are 2 comps where it's clear what they want to do right off the bat, right? On the side of Guardians Gaming, you are looking to team fight. You've got Lockdown and CC. You can pick people off, but mostly you've just got very easy CC, very easy go buttons. On the side of SHSU, you have response buttons. You have things like the counter engage of a hostile takeover. You have Feathers Fly for Xayah, where she can immune herself and avoid things like the Nautilus ult, just canceling that out completely. And then you have Paranoia and Stand United to collapse onto fights that maybe you weren't correctly positioned for. So they actually give you the opportunity to play around your own mistakes and make up for those just by having those reposition and engage tools.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on to the red for Game 1 between Sam Houston State Esports, Orange, and Guardians Gaming. Sam Houston starting off on that red side. Guardians Gaming starting off on the blue side. Obviously, we will have a side switch after probably a first game. I'd like to see a best of 3, Kramer. I would like to finally see some of these teams actually have to work for it a little bit. I'm tired of everyone getting a freebie and all of these just only having to play 1 game. But just to continue off the conversation we were having, before we loaded on the Rift, I think you're absolutely right. I think Sam Houston can expect to win top to bottom across most lanes. For me, the thing that I think absolutely has to go right for Sam Houston is getting this Echo ahead, right? It was the champion that won them that first game in their last series. Last week. It was the thing that they relied heavily on. Style had a fantastic performance on, got some very key picks, and I would expect to see him do the same thing here again, right? So obviously trying to be able to get onto Dietrich, onto Zero Cola, blow those 2 carries up before they can delete the front line of the Sam Houston squad, or maybe even get towards the back line if somehow Veigar flashes forward, finds himself an ultless Xayah. I think you can expect to see some effective team fighting there. So for me, Style, gotta get it done, gotta get in there and find a way to get on top of these carries.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're exactly right. And that goes back into what we were talking about, where you just kind of enable your better players to be better. One thing I do want to touch on here is this jungle start for Memersticks, starting on the red buff. I think this start is a little bit interesting. I actually literally yesterday played 6 consecutive games of Nocturne. So I'm very familiar with this champion. I think that generally though, you want to do the most efficient path to get to level 6. Level 6 is everything for Nocturne because your ganks prior to that are so reliant on setup from your lanes, and he doesn't really have great setup in any of these lanes other than maybe the Shen taunt. So I would really like to see a little bit of a more traditional clear here, as it looks like. Oh, also Solomon's just doing a fast 3 going red. Raptors skipping wolves though, so I actually don't think he's gonna hit 3 off just the blue buff. So interesting start there for the diamond player.
Seeing a little bit of trading going on in that mid lane. I think we can expect to see that as Dredgeline going to go wide and miss Eshkagol. I think Zero Cola just going to be happy to sit back and kind of absorb some of this pressure. Just sit back and farm. Vigar, I think, struggles a little bit kind of in the early game to effectively clear, especially when you're dealing with a champion that can dash in and dash out and punish you. Does really need his cage before he can kind of stop some of that trading, which he'll have now because he has level 3. I think to another point, though, what I also expect, too, is, does Sam Houston, instead of trying to maybe mono this top lane, do they want to just go ahead and try to play as bot-centric as they can, right? Because you are talking about, like, iLucky has the ability to affect this bot lane by having to stand united, by making his way down there. So if you do find a favorable trade in the bot lane, if you, maybe see Ace push forward, if you see Dietrich not paying attention and, they get a little bit greedy, this is a bot lane that you can heavily punish, right? So because Dietrich not going to have access to that level 6 and, Nocturne going to be able to survive more of the damage with Stand United on this. So again, just interested to see how they'll navigate this matchup, as we get to level 5, level 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I do want to note is that the start from Memer Sticks of choosing to go top to bot already actually not in iLucky's favor, as he is just taking some abuse here. He actually got multiple waves crash. Oh, do we have a kill?
Zero Cola gonna get out for now. Style gonna be forced to blow flash, so Zero Cola gonna be missing that one though. On the whole of it, I actually think that's a better trade probably for Style, because now Vigar's going to be totally reliant on his cage to survive the next all-in from Style. Now, obviously, Style not having his flash means that if he does all-in on our turret, right, he's not going to be able to survive that. But on the whole, probably going to be able to punish that summonerless Vigar just a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, that's I definitely, favor the mobile assassin without a flash over the immobile mage. As we see trading in the top lane, like I said, iLucky really having a rough go of it up here, but should be able to just heal this back up with a big wave pushing in his favor. Interesting though, what I was saying with Memer Stick starting top to bot, had he been there on the top side, Irez crashed multiple waves on iLucky and really,
this is going to be a solo kill. Yep, he's just going to go ahead and grab that one. First blood, iLucky. Maybe deciding he doesn't want to struggle on this one anymore, just going to pick up that kill. Now, will Irez use the teleport to get up there in that top lane to avoid losing too much CS? Of course, iLucky kind of has the wave in a pretty good spot, so it's not going to be shoving back towards Irez. So if he just continues to kind of nurse that wave there, I think he'll be in an even better spot because, yeah, the teleport is going to come out from Irez there.
Yeah, if I was Irez, I definitely would have walked that. You see iLucky not shoving this. This is a slow stacking wave that probably would have been at his turret by now had he just chosen to walk back. We are seeing things go down onto this mid lane.
Yep. Going to be fighting in 2 lanes. Style, no flasher, so he will drop. Sam Houston just going to be traded there. In the bot lane, we saw a Dredgeline hit there, but no follow-up there from Dietrich. Not enough damage right now to really make anything stick, so it's going to be the reset from Solomon, so they're not necessarily going to try and take the Drake right now. I think that's an interesting call, given that you have pressure in this bot lane. Dredgeline going to land again. Now look how they're going to get rooted up. Forced to flash out. Eshkagol going to land the double stun. The heal's going to come out, and now what else can they get? Flashing. Has to get out of there. Ticking, and Ignite's going to get into the end. Melancholy going to pick up Sam Houston's second kill. Great response there by Sam Houston bot lane, and up. Yep. This event prize is going to go down. One more auto would do it. He gets him even behind the turret. You have level 6. You can get out of it. Sam Houston going to collect another quick kill there, and they've got a slight gold lead now off that, which should just mean that this dragon will go their way.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much to talk about mid lane. Just a mispositioning there by Zero Cola, who was not on even level breakpoints. But I do want to talk about in this bot lane, we just saw some of the power of the Xayah pick, because that was a good engage by 108, landing that dredge line at a tricky angle. But if you play too far into Xayah, when she calls those feathers back, you are going to get chunked. That is the whole power of her kit right now, is this ability to turn fights around and be a bully in lane, because she can harass you, but if you ever engage onto her or her support, she is ready to answer that. So nice to see SHSU benefit from the power of their pick in such a clear way that really does make sense with how the pick should be played.
Oh, yeah, and that has to feel so satisfying for Eshkagol. You see him lined up in a row. You know you've got your feathers sitting in the bush. And I think great placement there, too. So difficult even for the Guardian Gaming's bot lane to even know where to stand. They didn't see them. Memersticks going to get spotted out of the ward. Oh, Ibrez, he's going to ulti in on top of this one. There may be no escape from Memersticks.
Hey.
When it becomes the lightning, we'll go on top of it. But Stand United buying a little bit of time. No, not going to be able to get it off in the end. Lucky going to waste the ultimate. And Red Buff going to go over to Solomon. Great invade there by the Guardian Gaming's top side.
Yeah, my favorite overused caster phrase. Wind becomes lightning and Memersticks becomes 300 gold. Really sad to see the Stand United get wasted there as well, as that should have just been Memersticks understanding that he's a goner. Caught out. It's unlucky in a very, very good and proactive play by Guardians Gaming to have that ward in place and understand that they could look for that roam with this priority Irez has on the top side. Nice to see both these teams trading blows in clever ways, showing why they are both at the top of the league.
Absolutely. I like to see these games close. And I think, for the side of Memersticks, I don't think that Lucky necessarily knew he was going to be able to get over there fast enough. That being said, I mean, you do know that Ibrez has just left. That you don't have vision on Solomon. Haven't seen him in a while. Is AC going to get rooted up and pulled back. Has no flash to get out of this one. It's going to be continual damage right there. Escargot going to land another one. The placement of those feathers on point every time. Not able to trade. A kill finally going to go into the pocket of the Zaya. I think you'd have liked to see all of them go towards Escargot, but still going to be happy to be picking up those kills regardless. And I think we're not a terrible champion, honestly, for Gold to be going on, especially given the fact that she has great damage in the late game. But still, Zaya, I think, benefits probably a little bit more from that Gold generation.
Oh, no doubt. And you do also get the benefit of just getting the kills and getting these plates, but it was beautiful to see the execution there by Ereshkigal, waiting so patiently on that feather call to pull those back in and root up both Dietrich and 108 with the pullback. And just like I said earlier, if you watch the damage that these feathers do, it's a little silly. It is a ridiculous amount that is only going to get worse as we see Ereshkigal trying to walk out here. I think
he has ultimate here. It depends on whether or not they want to follow on top of this one. Yeah. Oh, that ultimate's going to feel pretty bad. Ultimate going to come out from him. Now, the fear will land, so Dietrich going to drop it in. Memersticks, what else does he want to get? AC has no ultimate, so this could be a second kill, but no. Memersticks is going to pull back on that one. Yeah, I think a greedy recall for Escargot. Proper punish there by Guardians Gaming to get that. I think, there's no need to risk that. Escargot could have just played further back. No reason to be that close in the bush and risk getting hooked up, but regardless, still going to die in the end. Is Lucky going to taunt up Irez in the top lane? He might fall right here. Irez does have ultimate to follow up on this. A couple more autos would do it. Is going to ulti in place. One more auto would do it. Oh, no, with a flash at the end. He didn't have to do it. It was a trade of flashes. That's unfortunate for both of them. Irez, though, still going to come away from the kill, but a little bit of a misplay on the end of it.
You can't flash melee autos, kids. When will people learn? But no, a good job there by Irez to pick up a kill in a matchup that he is winning. This one was going to be close, but I really did think the Shen should be favored here in these marginal fights. Again, I talked at the beginning of the game. I would have liked to see iLucky take Ignite for that sort of fight because you do have the global of the Stand United. I also want to talk about the paranoia coming out from Memersticks to clean up that kill, showing both that you can be out of position on Nocturne and still find great ways into fights, as we do see a potential solo kill go down mid lane.
Style not going to follow up through out the sidewinder just to land a little bit more damage, but I think no chance that he's going to follow up on that 1-0. Just does have the ultimate to throw on top of him, so could maybe expend ultimate to bait it out, but Style going to steal away a couple of those chickens. Not going to get much, but just enough to be an annoyance and try and set Solomon back. Melancholy stepping forward here in this bot lane. He's going to get rooted up. Sorry, is Dietrich going to land plenty of damage there on the Sam Houston support, so starting to see this matchup swing back a little bit in the favor of this Guardians Gaming bot lane, just as they're a little bit more tanky and have a little bit more to play with.
Yeah, and well, this matchup too, as we're about to see, is all about this counter engage. We do have Solomon here, so this shouldn't be much, but this is about turning fights with the Renata ult and the feather pullback from Zaya.
Now they're not done yet. Style, what else can he get done? He's gonna burst Dietrich low, has the ultimate. Gonna use it right now, so again, just a little bit of trade of health bars. No one dropping in this bot lane right now.
Yeah, swapping cooldowns, swapping health. And Memersticks, if he could have made it down there, the paranoia is back up. One of the big things you need from a Nocturne pick to be able to successfully, take over and snowball a game is we do see the dredge line land.
Yep, Feather's going to come back. I think you are a little bit behind me, Kramer, so go ahead and try and see if you can speed up a little bit. I'm at 11:37, 38. As again, the Feather Pool is just going to land right there. Escargot continuing to try and provide support or sorry, Melancholy trying to buy support where they can. Dragon going to go the way of Sam Houston. I would have expected this Guardian Gaming squad to go ahead and pick that up, given that they do have Herald. Style going to be able to use the ultimate right here, so he's not at all afraid of the support right now. Paranoia's going to go on down. On top of that, the Vigar will fall. What else can they get? Trying to get underneath the turret, does have the ultimate, is going to pull back out. Solomon going to live, but not going to be able to drop that Herald. Sam Houston responding quickly. They pull the trigger. With only a couple more minutes, this Herald may time out, Kramer. They may not be able to get anything out of this.
No, they should. Let's see. Looks like we are going to get... Oh, this fight's not over mid.
Solomon? Oh, not going to be able to land. The wind becomes lightning. Yeah, Style playing on the very, very edge there, trying to get that kill. That red buff might have done it if one more auto would come through, but does live to tell the tale in the end.
Yeah, it's important to play on a knife's edge, but maybe not that close to it. As we do see now, the Herald's going to come out because of Styles' mistake there. And so this should be a nice 320 gold going into the pocket of Solomon, because you can't stop that right there from happening. So nice little pickup for him as he continues to try to edge out a lead on this Xin Zhao.
So for Sam Houston, right now, given this game, Kramer, you've got a fairly good lead right now. It is only 1,000 gold. Style, he's going to collect this one. One more auto would do it. No, I'm not going to go over Cola in the end. I expected the kill to go down there. But Kramer, I think right now, if you're Sam Houston, I think it's just kind of keep doing what you've been doing, which is continue to take some of these early trades and try and push your early game lead as much as you can in order to get effective trade. As bot lane here, a little bit of a fiesta right now. Feather's not going to land to get the stun. Going to be the dredge line coming out there. So not the dredge line, going to be the depth from below coming out. Going to get out from that one. AC forced to use that ultimate just to survive.
Yeah, constant trading of ults back and forth as the exchanges come through in this bot lane. And I do agree with you for SHSU about the importance of continuing to try to push their lead, because their comp, in theory, should get outscaled here. Yes, you have really nice flank angles in re-engages, but ultimately, when these 5v5s come through, with the Primordial Burst of Veigar, if you just unstoppable force into Primordial Burst people, these fights are going to start and end before these globals can come through for SHSU, unless they're positioned to 5v5 already, and they don't want to be set up playing that way. They want to play towards their side lanes, right? So we see a dive mid lane. This could get punished.
He's going to be able to use the ulti to get out of that one, I think, just to commit to try and get Zero Cola off the tournament so he can collect some of those plates. I'm with you, Kramer, 100%. I think that, Sam Houston, they are a little bit on a timer here, right? You do have the Xayah, but it's not going to be enough to outscale Zeri, right? Especially the Vigar when you get to late game. So I think Sam Houston needs to try and end this game as quickly as they possibly can. And a big part of that is going to be making sure that they continue to secure Drakes, right? Obviously, they didn't get the first Herald, so that's not going to be a goal that's going to go into their pocket. 14 minutes means no more turret plates. But they do still have Dragons to play through, and they will have Barons when that does come up. And if they're in a position to where they can contest for those and dictate those fights, and obviously it's going to feel better. I wouldn't say that they are able to take those Barons effectively without having the entirety of Guardians Gaming down, right? Because so many of those members of the Sam Houston squad are squishy, they don't have really a front line to tank the Barons, so really they want to either catch Guardians Gaming doing it, or they want to win a fight and then take it with healthy members, because outside of that, I don't really see Baron as a win condition for them. So I think just continue to stack Dragons, continue to find these 1v1, 2v2s, and if you can, avoid taking a full 5-on-5 team fight with this Guardian Gaming squad, who honestly right now isn't that far behind. It is less than a 2,000 gold lead right now, so they're not doing too bad, all things considered, with how aggressively Sam Houston has been playing this early game.
No, there's definitely no need to start giving a significant advantage to one team or the other here yet. However, Style continuing to find these favorable exchanges mid is going to get concerning as he grows his own individual lead. But one thing I do want to see SHSU also start to do is move around the map and play towards the kind of side lane and pick potential of their comp. Everyone on this comp is good in tight spaces. Everyone here wants to skirmish, and you've got two globals that you can collapse onto things with. So I would like to see another trade mid. Oh, but that's a...
Style gonna get ulted up right near her by AC. Wind becomes lightning, gonna land on top of him. Gonna force the bull. The ultimate down on top of that. Can he manage to get on top of Zero? Exhaust gonna go down. No, Dredge Line will seal us. Salama gonna pick that one up. So Style getting caught out there by the roam from Dietrich as the second Herald. I'm a little bit confused with what I'm seeing. Is that the second Herald already? Yeah, that's... Wow. I guess that was taken in the interim when we weren't watching, because the first Herald I know went down there. So, yeah, gonna knock down that mid turret. They're gonna be happy to get that as the second Dragon is spawning.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a little bit of the auto spectator trying to keep us in the dark. A little surprise action. But that fight really interesting because it's a fight where Memer Sticks was in position. What's your game time?
My game time is 16:44, 45, 46.
That is what's showing for me as well.
Okay,
I'm going to go ahead and reload into the game. But I do want to talk about that fight. We saw Memer Sticks in position to, with the paranoia, jump in from a distance. Stand United was up for iLucky in the top lane, and yet neither of those two ultimates came out, right? We didn't see either of them get used, and that's part of the strength of this comp, is the global responsibility.
Absolutely.
Ability to respond is a better way to put that. But I really am wondering why we're not seeing them play to that a little bit more.
AC gonna land the dredge line down there in the bot lane. This fight's gonna get kicked off in full. Ultimate come out from Renata, but the first one to fall is Dietrich on a fight that they picked. Oh, and this is gonna go absolutely against them. AC trying to dredge line out of there. Flash trying to use the shield to survive, but that's not gonna happen either. No, they will let him go. Style going down on top of Zero, trying to avoid the stun on the event. Horizon does so, and this will be the Dragon going the way of Sam Houston. Flash in. No, you knew he wasn't going to let him go. Zero Cobra going to drop in the mid lane, and that's a couple of quick kills for Sam Houston. Bot lane turret going to fall as well. Dragon going into pocket. Sam Houston, they pull the trigger, and they find a couple of quick kills.
Yeah, again, we've talked about it time and time over the last 15 or so minutes of this game. SHSU's ability to respond to fights, to counter-engage with things like the hostile takeover in the Stand United, and you see them all come in right there as both globals and both of the AoE ultimates in this bot lane get dumped. And SHSU off of that are going to be able to find 2 turrets, a dragon, and a pretty significant lead in this game.
Absolutely. It's going to be about a 2,000 gold lead for them. So haven't managed to balloon that lead much further than what they've had, but obviously maintaining that is still going to feel pretty good. But they're going to need to start finding some significant advantages across these team fights in order to start to close out this game, because Zero Cola now finishing out that Everfrost. Trinity Force going to be completed for Dietrich. Only Booch right now for AC. Frostfire Gauntlet there for Ira is going to feel pretty good, especially into these auto-attacking champions that Sam Houston has. I absolutely applaud that build, understanding exactly where the Sam Houston squad is strong and looking to punish that as much as he can. Zaya building that Eclipse right now. Shirelli is completed for Renata, so more speed, more team fighting there. Hextech Protobelt, again, just completed for Style. So itemization coming through for all of the members of both these squads. But still, I think Sam Houston right now in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Again, having that small gold lead as it is going to be about 3,000 right now. Looking to make something happen as top lane. Now, Zero Cola is here. iLucky going to get trapped in the event. Horizon going to dodge most of that damage. Everfrost not going to come out there as Style just slow pushing in the bot lane. So interested to see, again, what Sam Houston want to get. Now, for Guardian Gaming's Kramer, what I would like to see them start to do is maybe find some team fights of their own, right? Because you have items online for the majority of your carries here, you do have the capability to really start to look for these bigger team fights. I think skirmishes you're probably going to lose, given Sam Houston's skirmishing capability right now is, oh, never mind. We're going to see a team fight right now. Paranoia's going to come out. Memer Sticks going to get hit on the event Horizon, sitting in the darkness. Solomon going to follow up on that one. Ultimately going to come out from Melancholy. What else can they get? Dual teleports into this river. Style's going to be the first one here. Escargo's going to pick up the first kill, but it's an ulti out from Malphite on to 3. And Sam Houston, they may be on the wrong end of this one. Renata's going to fall and get shut down, but no, they will turn that fight way back on his head as the re-engage there from Guardians Gaming. Going to go straight back into their phase 3 drop. You'll take that trade for a support any day, and now Sam Houston, they have the run of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the SHSU play to the pick potential of their comp there and take that skirmish in the river. The Unstoppable Force was good by Irez, but it's too little too late as he's going in solo while the rest of his team's being chased off. As Style is going to continue this play, actually, with this mid lane dive.
Yep, nothing more going to come out of there. Now, event bonuses, neutral bonuses activated there for Guardian Gaming, so I guess that is a very small silver lining that they do have something to work with there, but still, the fact that those are activated, it is a pretty good indicator of how far down you are. As Sam Houston expand that gold lead by another 2,000. So, again, they're just going to keep pouring this on, and that 5v5 team fight, man, make me eat my words, Sam Houston. They won that full-on team fight there. I mean, all members there, and Sam Houston came out ahead. I think just by the correct engage into AC and punishing him for overstepping, I think exactly the right call.
Yeah, absolutely. And SHSU was just there first, right? Which is exactly the opposite of what Guardians Gaming wants to be happening. You want, as Guardians Gaming, to be able to choose your fights and be the one starting things off. Because if you are not, you're never going to be able to, against this pick potential, finish out kills or find these secondary engages the way SHSU did.
Absolutely. And speaking of continuing to find these engages, Style trying to find his way onto Dietrich. Not going to be forced to bowl the ultimate yet, but will drop below half. So of a bad trade there, but still trying to exert pressure in this bot lane as much as possible. So he's just going to go collect that minion wave. Let's see. Significant items got out of that fight. So a completed mana immune for Eshkog, also going to have the ability to solve some of those mana problems that Zaya experiences through the majority of the game. Most importantly, the biggest item pickup there out of any item, Nashor's Tooth there on Style. So he's going to be very, very happy to continue taking these trades into some of these squishier members of this Guardians Gaming squad. Oh, Paranoia activated. Event Horizon is going to come down. Will the Fear Tether actually land? Yes, it will. Fear into the final auto. Solomon trying to see what he can get done. Memer Sticks, can he live long enough? Ultimate going to come out there from Melancholy. It's a full 5-on-5. Ira is going to activate the ulti. Short range, but is it enough? No, not right now. Lucky's trying to see what else he can get. It's a 3-on-4. Dredgeline's going to land on top of the ADC. And Datrix going to grab that one. Lucky going to be the next to fall. Style, he's here now, though. He's going to try and find a couple kills of his own. AC, Dredgeline just trying to buy a little bit of time. What else can they do? Can they force this mid laner to pull the ulti? Not yet. He's going to pick up Style on a rampage right now. Solomon going to land the final. Wind becomes lightning, but Style, he's getting it done on the back line. He gets a triple kill. Now Solomon going to have to be very careful. Jumps in. Sice is going to come out for Style. He has one way to play this. Sidewinder, dash over the wall, and he styles on him. Now it's going to be the final time winder, but can land? No, not able to do it. Solomon going to pick it up at the end. Sam Houston, they're going to have all 4 members wiped. 1-4-1 left in the end. Final trade. Sam Houston, though, somehow managed to find a way to turn that around, even after picking that fight themselves.
Yeah, Guardians Gaming actually taking the delayed ace there, and I think a lot of that was simply that Dietrich was not in position at the start of this fight. He shows up late. Style showing up late on this cleanup style assassin is fine, but you need the Zeri present when you have these fights start.
Nope, it was attempted steal there by Memer Sticks, but he's not going to be able to do it. The ultimate going to come down on top of him. Lucky just trying to buy time. Everfrost again going to land it here, and now the support is here for the Guardians Gaming. Double kill over to Zero Cola. This is not what you want to Sam Houston. You don't want to be feeding any extra power into this Vigar. When it becomes lightning, ultimate come out. Oh, it's 2 though. Sam Houston bot lane, they're getting it done. They want to trade right now. Jesse forced to flee to the nearest exit. Irez here, but he's not done. He turns it back around. Ultimate down on top from him. No ultimate to get Eshkog out, and it's just trades back and forth from both of these teams. Melancholy going to get Dredgeline. Not going to be able to get out. Ultimate going to buy just a little bit of time shielding. No, but they let him go. They don't want to see a Melancholy set up anybody else. They don't know where Style was at. He did respawn. Now they are going to see him in the top lane, so they know he was there. And Kramer, these fights just don't stop.
No, they are unrelenting with the spectator delay. This is getting hard to keep up with, but it's so impressive seeing both these teams know when they can go back and forth, back and forth. Yes, SHSU technically comes out ahead on paper with the Dragon, but their gold lead actually comes out behind as we see Style clean up this turret. And it's just remarkable to me watching these two teams go back and forth because, like I said, they both seem to understand we can take this, we can take this. And when we finally do get a true 5-on-5 where everybody is there right at the beginning, I genuinely don't know how it's going to go.
Well, I mean, you highlighted one of the most important things for me, which is that gold lead, right? It has a balloon Style now going to force out of this top lane. Going to find his way. A Sidewinder's going to land it. But another Q from Iris will slow him down. Event Horizon going to come out as well. Is going to dash straight into the stun. Has landed the stasis. Melancholy's here. Stand United. Gives him a little bit of time. And now Sam Houston, they may want this fight. Ulti down from Iris and ticking Style. Gonna trade one. He gets the passive. He lives and he's not done. It's gonna be the ulti coming out from Memer Sticks. Oh no, Guardian Gaming. You picked a fight you can't win. You couldn't kill the mid laner. And now you're gonna get punished. Ulti gonna come out from Melancholy. Just a little bit more. What else can they get? 1-for-1 trade. It's a double kill for Solomon. He has to get this done. He's gotta find him, but he can't. Eskogol's gonna slay him. Lucky taunts and Sam Houston. They want to win this game right now. They're going to put it into it. Sam Houston, they could have got picked on the top lane, but no, they turned it around, staying hot on their feet in a fantastic team fight for them, and they are going to get the Baron off this.
Absolutely, just a phenomenal cleanup by Sam Houston as we see the Stand United and the counter engage come. Guardians Gaming finds a fight, but once again, they are not able to immediately burst anybody down. They're not able to stop the global response of Sam Houston, and once those global ultimates come out, these fights just get cleaned up so fast. As Guardians Gaming at this point, they're just reaching for anything. You really feel like they no longer believe they have control of this game at all going into that fight, and they certainly don't after it.
Well, the gold lead that we were just talking about, how it was stalling out Sam Houston, they take another quick fight in that top lane, react quickly to their mid laner possibly getting picked, and now it's snowballed it out. So now about a 5,000 lead for them. They will be sitting very happy off of that, and Style building, I think, one of the smartest items that he can build, building that Void Staff, so getting extra magic penetration, adding to his damage, I think absolutely vital for the Sam Houston mid laner, and this Echo has been getting it done in that fight so quickly. I forgot to hit the replay button to save it, so we won't be able to get it, but you would see in that replay, if we had it, that Style managed to proc the passive from Melancholy Peach, managed to get that Renata passive going, so came back and was able to get more damage onto the back line of this Guardian Gaming squad, able to pick up a couple of extra kills. And after a sigh of release, I catch my breath on that one. Time to take stock across the map. So, Kramer, obviously Sam Houston got the Baron in that one. I would have liked to have seen them wait the couple of seconds to allow Style to respawn to get it, but obviously we're just more concerned about taking it and making sure that that objective couldn't be stolen from them by Guardians Gaming. So ultimately not the worst thing in the world. But I think for Sam Houston right now, given their itemization, given how far they are ahead, I think the next couple of team fights that we can look to see them take should go their way. I mean, it is about 50 seconds on this Infernal. They already have the two dragon stack right now, so a third one would put them on Soul. So, I mean, for Guardian Gaming, how do they get back in this, Kramer? I mean, who do they need to be focusing in these team fights to have any success in coming back in this game?
Well, maybe not the guy with a get-out-of-jail-free card for an ultimate and a Zhonya's built. Let's start there.
He's buying time.
Yeah, he's buying plenty of it.
Oh, but speaking of buying time, he may be finding a little bit of damage. AC just gonna get deleted straight in front of Dietrich's eyes. Dietrich was just, imagine if you're Dietrich right there. You're minding your own business, you're farming, you follow behind your support, and then your support's not there anymore. And you're like, okay, well, maybe it just appeared in the vision. And then you see the kill message come around, like, oh, nope, the Sam Houston mid laner just decided that my support doesn't get to exist anymore.
No, Style certainly styling on 108 there as we just see the unstoppable force go down.
Lucky gonna try and get his way out of there right now. They may not have enough damage to kill him right now. When it becomes lightning on top of that, Lucky, if he can dash over this wall, he'll buy himself some time. Flash, force from Solomon. The dragon gonna go down. In the meantime, Sam Houston more than happy to get this one. Lucky will fall, but it's a trade of dragons. Is gonna get stunned up, and the kill just gonna be donated over to Zero Cola. But what's it gonna cost them? Sam Houston pushing in the bot lane, pushing in the mid lane. And they, most importantly, use those ultimates. They didn't get the one that matters. Yes, you get Lucky, but is it worth it? Also going to come out from Melancholy right now. Is going to have the event Horizon to try and buy a little bit of time. Zero Cola popping his stasis on his own. Sam Houston got to get their way out of here. Escargot going to fall. So now the damage here for Sam Houston going to fall. But meanwhile, in this bot lane, Style, unperturbed, going to knock down that inhibitor turret. And now the base has been cracked for this Guardian Gaming squad.
Yeah, Rush Kagal ults backwards there in that fight. I can't imagine that was intentional, because I think if that ultimate is pointed even remotely close to the right direction, that fight goes very differently for a Rush Kagal. Either way, though, still important here that Style is able to get not only the 600 gold for himself on that tier 2 turret, but also secure that inhibitor turret and crack open the base. And that's the guy that doesn't have the Baron buff, by the way.
Absolutely. So I think that given the fact that he is knocking down that base without the extra buff is going to be pivotal for Sam Houston, who were able to utilize this Echo to its fullest extent. And again, just another standout performance from this Sam Houston mid laner. 11, 4, and 3, doing very good on this champion right now. 273 CS, so has been active in farming. And Style, oh, he's going to get rooted up right here, but this may not be a fight that these two members win. Style, though, still going to find his way out of there. Wind becomes lightning again. One more knockup would do it. Stand United is going to land on top of it, but what else can he get? He's going to get taunted up. Style going to find his way out, and unfortunately, Lucky may be the sacrificial lamb. Primordial going to come out from Zero, but he didn't get anything right then. Now, eventually, shutdown does go over his way. Oh, and Lucky, he's not going to be able to get out either. So, quick response from Guardian Gaming's finding an overextended Sam Houston mid laner.
Yeah, but what can they do with it? And honestly, they're lucky to find that when you're burning so many things onto one person, and it's not even the person that you really should be burning those things onto. I mean, it's great that they're able to find that shutdown on Style, right, as this fight continues in the jungle. But I still would like to see...
What's going to come out there from Memersticks? They might be able to get this. He's going to activate the ultimate down on top of it. I think it's just about time. Reskugel's here, but no ultimates for them to peel this Xayah. Featherstorm is going to come out, not going to pull him back yet. Irez just trying to get grabbed right now. Zeri grabbing a turret of her own. Escargot, can he get his way out of this one? Ultimate going to come down on top of Melancholy. Sam Houston, though, oh, they may have found a way to mess this up, and indeed they have. The bot lane turret's going to go. Mid lane turret's also going to go as well, as Zero pushing that one. Sam Houston, they may have made a great mistake on this one. They're going to lose a lot off of this. So the reset's going to come out there. Zero Color for sure going to crack this mid lane. Members respawning there, about 30 seconds on Escargot, 30 on Melancholy. Memersticks not up yet, so base is cracked for Sam Houston. They've thrown away a little bit of this gold lead. As a matter of fact, they've thrown the entirety of it away. 59,000 there for this Guardian Gaming squad. 57 for Sam Houston. Kramer, that's not the right play to make.
No, I asked what Guardians Gaming is going to be able to get off of this. If SHSU decides to give them a delayed ace, the answer is a whole lot. Is Guardians Gaming is able to pick up, I believe, 4 turrets off that exchange. I think they got 2 in mid lane and then 2 in bot lane, and as well as having the objective bounties, that ended up a whole lot.
Absolutely. Now, Sam Houston, obviously, all is not woe yet. You still have your win condition, and the Dragons obviously can look to continue to force fights. Baron spawning here just very shortly, and by shortly, I mean it's spawning right now. So, again, as we're just happy to have objective timers this time around, Riot tried to bamboozle us, but we figured our way out of it. Now Kramer, for Sam Houston, I want to talk about this while we have a chance right now. Zero Cola trying to find Escargot is going to pop the Predator and get on top of him. Oh, never mind. We're not even going to have time for that. It's going to be the team fight. Started off by Sam Houston. Multiple ultimates used right now. Primordial goes down for Escargot. What else can he get? Unlucky going to be the first one to try and find his way out of style. Can he find his way onto Zero Cola? Solomon trying to buy time, trying to find something. Memerstick's going to be the first to fall for Sam Houston, but it's not enough because while they're focusing him, Melancholy on the back. Lucky gonna get another one. Ibra's gonna fall as well. It's a team wipe for Guardian Gaming. Sam Houston, they find their fight. They're gonna get the Baron, and they're gonna get the Dragon coming up in 40 seconds. You absolutely take that every single day of the week. Fantastic response from Sam Houston.
Chrono break from Style just one-shots Dietrich at the back of this fight, and at that point it was all over. The Guardians Gaming over-focused on this tanky Nocturne and Memer Sticks, and between the takedown healing of Death's Dance and the revive on Renata, they don't even manage to kill the SHSU jungler, and this is just team fight skill diff. SHSU is executing these fights much, much better, and it's not quite close. And additionally, them picking up this Dragon Soul is just going to make this Xayah absolute hell to deal with, because that Q poke is really going to start to hurt. So now not only do you have to worry about the re-engage and the engage of SHSU, but if they want to, they've got a Baron and a poke Xayah, and they can just siege.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the Dragon going the way of Sam Houston. They now have Dragon Soul. They've got a gold lead. What was a gold deficit has now been turned back. Style going to lose the ultimate. Solomon not going to be able to get out of that one. Style deletes him where he stands, and now that's going to be the full course bot lane meal there for Styles. He's going to continue to make his way down, and they're drawing by necessity multiple members of this Guardian Gaming squad. And Kramer, this should just start to be the beginning of the end here for Sam Houston. They try to knock down some of these structures. Style, though, he's creeping around in this bot side jungle. He's not willing to let anybody get out of here for free. As we're going to see the group in the mid lane for Sam Houston, so just going to form all 4 of those members there and start to run it down in the mid lane.
Yeah, playing to the side lanes here is Style, knowing if it gets collapsed onto, there could be a Stand United to come through. And this is what SHSU's comp really wants to do, right? Is play towards having multiple points of pressure with these globals. And credit where credit is due to SHSU. They drafted a comp that should take a lead early. They did so, and they have transitioned that beautifully as these fights have gone on. And at this point for Guardians Gaming, I don't know what a winning team fight looks like unless they manage to find a burst pick onto Style where they're able to kill him before he gets either the Zonias or the Chrono break off.
Absolutely. Well, and for this Guardian Gaming squad, I mean, it's not the end of the world right now because your base hasn't been fully cracked and that you haven't lost any inhibitors. Oh, the red buff's going to go. Uh-oh, they may have overstayed their welcome. Memerstick's going to activate the ulti, try and jump on top of Solomon. Ulti from a Melancholy on top of that. It's the full team fight. The first one to go down is Irez. The second one to go down is Solomon. And now Sam Houston, they're looking for the end. Zero Cola going to try and buy time, but it's not. It's a double kill for Style. And yep, this is the beginning of the end. Dietrich trying to land just a little bit of damage on the Style, trying to force this Echo off, but it's not going to happen. This will be the final push here for Sam Houston. They're going to knock down this inhibitor. They're going to knock down the rest of these turrets. They're going to land the stun down on top of Dietrich, who's going to get something underneath the tower. Sam Houston trying to end this out clean. They did. Don't want to try and throw it. 30 seconds remaining for all of those members that just dropped before the Guardian Gaming squad. Sam Houston down. Yeah, Sam Houston just going to regroup right now. Do they want to try and end this right now? Dietrich, not the easiest ADC to kill, given that he does still have AC up. So just have to play this so carefully. But, I mean, this is the strength of this Guardian Gaming squad, is even with Baron buff and 5 members strong with somewhat decent health bars, Sam Houston not able to siege with that Zeri sitting under tower and with protection. So it does feel like Sam Houston going to have to win the full team fight to be able to end out this game.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have to find a way to get onto this Zeri, who is now at 4 items. But still, that's not a win by Guardians Gaming. That's them barely managing to hold on to their base. That is, you know, the late game insurance policy of the 4 item Zeri. who is going to get even harder to kill as this Guardian Angel comes through, likely in the next few minutes. But SHSU just continuing to find good fights.
Style knew he was there, correctly sussed that out, so we'll be able to move on in here. Now, a full commit here by this Guardian Gaming squad will not give them what they need to try and knock down Style, given that he does have access to ultimate. Kramer, what I'd like to see Sam Houston try and knock down the remaining outer turrets left around those inhibitors. Obviously, you still have one turret in that top lane with which to play around if you are Guardians Gaming. So I want to see them knock that down and continue to try and put pressure all across the map, right? Force this Guardian Gaming squad to answer all 3 lanes and pick their fight and potentially win by split pushing. Obviously, the Baron going to fall off right now. Paranorma going to end on top of 1. Are going to be able to get anything out of an ultimate coming down from Melancholy. Gonna buy just a little bit of time, but AC's gonna be the first to fall. Meanwhile, Style in the top lane, getting more done. Ultimate out from Iris, but he's a little late to the party. Solomon gonna drop as well. Sam Houston Style is dominating, and Dietrich just trying to buy time, trying to find something, trying to push these Sam Houston members off. Escargot gonna land one more final feather pull, and that's gonna be enough. But Dietrich, can he trade back? He's autoing onto Lucky. Oh, Lucky's gonna fall. And Dietrich getting it done, buying time, and he wants more. He's going to try and go forward, has the mobility, has the damage, but no! Escargot's going to knock him down. It's a team wipe for Sam Houston, and this will be the game. Styles on the Nexus, and Sam Houston, they're going to win the first game of this series.